What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a little bit more work on the Civic to do. Nothing crazy. I just kind of want to mount the ECU back in place, fire it up, make sure everything's running good. I might pull a plug or two, see how those are doing, check the oil, just kind of that stuff. We're about ready to take it out and about ready to get it tuned, so it's kind of just finishing up the last little things. Right now my passenger door doesn't even close because all the trim and carpet's lifted up from doing the ECU there. So I want to situate that, get the door to be able to close, put the front bumper back on, kind of get this thing ready to take out. Also, this is the first time with the new wide angle lens, so hopefully it's a lot better in car angle, but we have so much stuff. Like I got boxes, timing lights, ECU and Honda out just kicking around, torn apart intake, which my filter still hasn't come in yet. I did order a K&N one, spare ECU in the back, so I kind of just want to start taking some stuff out and getting this thing ready to rip finally, boys. So the Honda is installed, everything's good there. This is the ECU that has the Honda in it. As you guys know, if you guys have been following the channel, we did the wiring for the, I actually have to zoom in now. We did the wiring for the wideband, and that's this bunch of wires right there. Basically though, the ECU sits upright like this against that wall, and this was clipped onto it somehow. I forget how. I feel like there was like a piece that went on this. The ECU's been sitting here for so long, I forget how it goes back in the car. Okay, so this is a bit of a fiasco right off the hop, but we're gonna zip tie up this bundle here. This is for the AFR gauge that we have right here, and this I'm just going to leave it actually on the floor right over here instead of mounting it back up there. I hate how Honda did it, bunching up all these cables and kind of shoving them down there, so I'm just gonna leave my ECU on the floor. My passengers are just gonna have to deal with it and be very careful, but I definitely think I'm gonna leave that on the floor, nice and accessible versus mounting it back up, because like I don't know what we did when we took out the ECU, but like I don't even know like where these nuts went or anything. So after a lot of hassle, it's very small and very hot in here right now, we got the ECU put back into place right down there. You guys can't even see it, it's nice and clean. Now I just need to make sure that everything continued to work how it's supposed to. So let's get the keys, let's turn it on, see what happens, baby. Okay, let's see. ECU's back out, but AFR gauge is working again. This is my last try before I just solder these wires right in place, and they will never come off again. ECU is not right here anymore, so it's back in place loosely, not bolted in. Of course I go for the wrong key. We'll let it do a heat cycle and we'll fire it up one more time.
Oh my, I forgot. We need to fix this too. It doesn't move off of 40. I'm like looking at it, staring, like what the fuck was I trying to remember?
Our water temp gauge is also broken. I'm at the point where I'm like, fuck gauges. One thing completed, door closes. Didn't expect the AFR gauge that we just wired in to stop working when we put the ECU back, but now the ECU's in place and the AFR gauge still works, and I still think I'm gonna order a soldering gun and solder it together, but door closes. Thing number two, get this front bumper back on and then get this light wired up. Boom, just like that, bumper is back on, headlights, signal lights are in place, and it's finally starting to look like a car again. I really wanted to do all the blue getting rid of this weekend, but I have the wires, I'm still waiting on the K&N filter, and then I gotta order the Skunk 2 black kit instead of that gross purple there. But for now, I'm gonna wire up this headlight and we're gonna call it there for the day. Just a quickie, but we got this thing ready to get back on the road. It is a bit of a squirrel's nest, but I promise the headlight and signal lights do work, and the front end of this car is back together. Finally.